we've got Chakrasana, which is rolling back somersault. Lift the knees up, roll back over, the hands a bit close to the feet so you hop them forward, then lift upward dog, downward dog, and jumping all the way back through and lying down on your back. If that Chakrasana rolling method was too much for you, then it would have been appropriate just to sit up and jump back. Now roll all the way back onto your shoulders. Grab the big toes, 2 fingers, and roll up. Ubaya Padangusthasana. You're balancing on your sit bones, the chest is lifting, your gaze is pointed up in the direction of the arms. The breath is full and deep. Both legs are active and your head is dropped back just slightly. That's 3. Work on your balance. 4 and 5. Exhale, release the pose. Take your vinyasa, moving back. And then upward dog, downward dog. Come all the way back through. Lie down on your back. This time hold the outer edges of your feet and roll all the way back up onto your sit bones, balancing again, legs straight. Full deep breathing. If it's too much to hold the feet, then hold the ankles. You might even need to have the knees bent slightly. Otherwise, we're in Urdhva Mukha Paschimottanasana. The breath is full and deep. You're lifting the chest toward the legs. Your gaze is up past the toes. That's 4. Full breath. 5. And exhale. Release. Take your vinyasa. Moving back. And then upward dog. And downward dog. And coming all the way through again, lie down on your back. Beginning with the legs straight, let your feet roll out to the sides, heels together. Now leave the feet on the floor, bring them halfway into your hips. Keep the toes turned out to the sides. The first phase of this is to leave the shoulders on the floor and to lift the hips. This is Setu Bandhasana. Otherwise, the next phase would be to come back down from there, press the elbows down, roll the head under, press the feet, lift the hips all the way into the air. Full Setu Bandhasana position. Full breathing. That's 2. And 3. Stay with your breath. If you need to support your hips with your hands, that's fine. Otherwise, the arms are crossed across the chest. And 5. As you exhale, release the pose. Once again, we have the Chakrasana, rolling back method of getting out of this. If that's too much, just sit up and jump back, or wait for the next pose. That was the last posture of primary series. We're now entering the finishing sequence. So lie down on your back again. Leave your feet on the floor. Bend your knees, bringing the heels in toward your buttocks, about hips width apart. Reach toward the ankles and grab them with your hands. If that's too much, if you can't reach the ankles, leave your hands on the floor. Otherwise, hold the ankles, press the hips up in the sky, and breathe deep. Your shoulders are still on the floor. You're rolling the shoulders under, keeping the weight off of your neck. The feet remain parallel, and the breath is full. It's already 3 and 4. Keep both feet flat on the floor. And 5. Exhale, come down. That was a little preparation for a back bend. We'll do this 2 more times. I either want you to repeat what we've just done, or if you wish to take it a bit further, we'll move into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Take your hands under your shoulders, and then press with the hands and feet, and push your hips up to the sky, and breathe. Try to keep your feet parallel, and press the whole hand into the floor. If this is too much, remember, remain in the previous phase. Don't overdo it. And that's 4. Stay with your breath. Keep it full. And 5. Exhale. Lower. Pause there for a breath or 2. Stay with your breathing. And then we're ready to move back up one more time, either repeating the preparation for this or Urdhva Dhanurasana. Deep breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, come down. Bring your knees up into your chest and give yourself a big hug. Pull them into your body. Roll around on the lower back a little bit, giving a counter stretch to the back bend. Inhale and exhale, rolling forward and back. Come right up to a sitting position. Straighten your legs and move into Paschimottanasana, forward bend. Just give a little counter stretch to that back bend. Great. Now release. Jump back. Move through a vinyasa, upward dog, downward dog. Come all the way back through. Lie down on your back. And we're ready for Sarvangasana, the shoulder stand. Bend your knees, lift your feet, lift your hips, and support your hips with your hands. That's the first phase. This is called shoulder stand. Remember, it's not a seventh cervical stand, so roll the shoulders under. If you can move further, you would now lift the hips higher so that your hands would move down your back until the body becomes vertical and toes point straight up at the sky. Keep some weight in your elbows and across the shoulders. Try to keep the seventh cervical, which is the neck, lifting off of the floor. Keep the breath full and deep. We're going to stay here for a few breaths longer than the previous poses. So enjoy it. If you need to back off from the pose, please do so. Otherwise, keep the breath full and deep. Strong breathing. And now lower the feet toward halasana position, the plow position, taking the feet down on the head side of your body. Release the hands from your back, lace your fingers together and pull them toward the floor. Try to keep the spine lifting and still trying to keep the neck off the floor. If this is too much, back the hips away a bit so it's not quite so extreme. Otherwise the breath is still full and deep. That's about 3, 4, and 5. Now bend the knees. Let the knees come down toward your ears. Release your hands, but let them be flat on the floor behind you, right where they were. The breath is still full. Karnapidasana, strong breath. And 5. Now move all the way back up to Sarvangasana, all the way back up to shoulder stand. Now either just cross your legs and support your knees with your hands, or eventually you would place the legs in lotus position, supporting your knees with your hands. Stay in whatever phase is appropriate to you, and once again, full deep breathing. That should already be about 3, 4. This is like an inverted Padmasana position. And 5. Now lower your legs toward your chest, reach around the thighs, and clasp your hands, and continue to breathe deep. Moving into Pindasana position. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release your arms. Place them on the floor behind you, palms down. As you roll the hips down, use your abdominal muscles in your hands to resist as you lower. Then the hips will touch. Keep your legs crossed or stay in lotus until your feet come all the way down to the floor. Now press your elbows into the floor, lift your chest, and roll your head under. If you're not in lotus position, if your legs are crossed, your hands would be holding on the thighs and pulling to assist the lift in the chest. Otherwise, if you are in lotus position, your hands would be holding the feet. You would be pulling the feet to assist that lift of the chest. This is Matsyasana, the fish posture, a nice counter stretch to the shoulder strand. And that's 3. Deeper breath. 4. And 5. Now, we're ready to move into Uttana Padasana. Release the feet from lotus or from crossed legs. Lift the feet off the floor. Straighten your arms, palms together, pointing in the direction of the feet. The chest is still lifted. If that's too much to have the feet off the floor, you would leave the feet on the floor. Otherwise, the feet and the hands are extended, the breath is full. That's 4,